glad. I'm so happy about that. Okay, here we are learning about terahertz. Someone invited you here tonight to learn about terahertz frequency, how you get it, why you would want it. And we're just going to move through some information tonight that will give you a lot of details about that and just educate you. That's basically what we're doing. So there are some, historical figures who mentioned some things eons ago, and it tends to be true today. And part of what we do with terahertz frequency is what they said. So Hippocrates said, if there's a way to heat the bones, then all diseases can be treated. 25 centuries ago, he knew that. And yeah, that's part of Chinese Eastern medicine too, that they use heat. And then Albert Einstein said the future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. And we don't talk about frequency as medicine very much. I mean, there are some doctors out there that practice quantum treatment and stuff like that, but it's not like a common thing that we know about. So that's part of the reason that I do the Zooms, so that people can learn about this. And then I just want to mention that I look at this like a freedom movement, because a lot of you are of the same mindset I am, and you have a lot of the same background education of what's going on in the world. And we understand that we've had a lot of suppression of some really good things. For instance, think about all the times in your life you've heard that some guy came up with some way to make a car, a gallon of gas run for 100 miles or something, right? And then all of a sudden it's gone. Like, that knowledge is gone. He's gone. The whole thing is gone. Well, that's kind of what happens in the medical field too, because the powers that be want to do things a certain way, and they don't want anything that's going to provide the same benefits or better benefits than what their plan or their agenda is. So when we're talking about frequency medicine, which is just really coming on the scene and will be coming on the scene even more in the very near future, I look at that as like a movement for us for freedom. Freedom for self-care, so that we can take care of ourselves better and maybe even more efficiently than the medical field. So we are talking about terahertz frequency. So let's talk about where it came from. Well, it's always been here. It's always been on the light spectrum, along with all the other frequencies, radio waves, microwaves, infrared rays, gamma rays. All of that stuff is on the light spectrum, but they didn't really study this frequency that fell in between the microwave and the red wave, because they didn't know what to do with it, what it would do, but they started studying it in the 1980s. Since that time, like 40 some years ago, they now say it's one of the top 10 most advanced technologies in the world. And over the last 40 years, they have used it in health and science, some military, agriculture, and some communications, like with cell phones. So the Japanese authority or scientist named it light of life. Now, I always thought that was pretty amazing that scientists were calling it things like wave of life, light of life, God's wave band. Like, it just seems like very unscientific things to call it, right? But it does penetrate through clothing, paper, glass, plastic. It's safe, non-ionizing frequency, and it's been used in a few different ways in the last 40 years. But why would they call it these names? This is why. Terahertz resonates the same as frequency as normal, healthy human cells, generating millions of vibrations per second. So even the vibrations is part of where the inner heat comes in your body. When something vibrates very quickly, it's creating energy and creating heat, right? And then again, let's look at our bodies in the function that they are. They're actually electrical beings, and every cell in your body is like a battery. Now, if you're a perfectly healthy individual, all of your cells have the same frequency, a frequency that you were designed to have to be healthy. And things in this world take that frequency down, or just life events. So it could be stress, mental stress, it could be physical stress, emotional stress, toxins in the environment, medications you have to take. All of these different factors that affect us can take that frequency down. So what we want to do is get the frequency back up. So where did the company come from that is going to provide us with this terahertz frequency? Well, the marketing company is out of Malaysia. The product itself was developed in Asia, and they spent 8 years of research and discovery to perfect this, to bring it to the market. It's had tons of certificates and patents and human trials, all kinds of things like that they did over those 8 years, and then perfected the device for us that would provide the terahertz frequency. And then they gave the certificate of appointment to Prife, the company we work with. Prife stands for Prime Life, and their goals are to help other people be healthy. So lost my train of thought there. So anyway, so it's Prife, and then from Asia. And this is what the typical family wand, we call them wands, I call them magic wands, but the typical wand looks like. It's red, it's like got a base and then a part that screws into the base, comes in this wonderful little case that's all padded. And we are literally bringing this to thousands and thousands of homes around the world, which is pretty amazing. And that's one of our goals, to have one in every household, kind of like a television. But I happen to know many people who have more than one. So I'm just going to get this right off your plate right now. Let's just look at the prices, and you don't have to think about that, like how much is this going to cost anymore, and you can pay attention to the facts and information I'm sharing with you tonight. So the family device is $380. There's a mid-range one that's beefed up a little better on the inside. It's $1140, and then there's the Pro version that's used typically in a clinical setting, and it's $3,800. Now they all provide terahertz frequency. The only difference is the Pro has more voltage, so you wouldn't have to use it as long as you would the other two to get the same result. But we're talking minutes. We're not talking like you would have to use the red one for half an hour and the Pro for 5 minutes. No, we're talking like maybe 5 minutes difference. So about these devices, they are not considered medical devices, so they're not being approved by anybody out there. We call them a household appliance or a physiotherapy device. It blows hot air. It's designed with a patented process that provides the terahertz frequency. This frequency doesn't heal anything. The wand doesn't heal anything, but the frequency creates an environment in the body where the body can heal itself. And that's why we have multiple testimonies of this working for all kinds of things, because it's not anything outside of you that's doing it. It's your own body that's healing you. You're just providing it with what it needs to do that. So an hour of I-teracare therapy is equal to 10 times acupuncture, 20 times cupping, 30 times gua sha, and 40 times massage. Now, does that mean that you're going to feel like you had 40 massages? No, but what's happening on the inside of your body, the cellular activity that's going on, the movement of fluids in your body, and the relaxation of tissue and muscle and things like that, it's similar to that. So there are 5 features to the I-teracare: safety, penetration, identification, activation, and it's user-friendly. Here's some of our safety certificates. Somebody's put them in a nice photo for us. It is certified, it's patented, it has safety and efficacy proven, experiments done with it. It does not have any radiation. I've seen the movie where they use this little device to measure radiation, and it does not give off radiation. Some people are concerned about that. Some people have said, oh, it must give off EMFs. No, it doesn't do that either. That's been tested for that. So it is 100% safe for the elderly all the way down to the newborn. And it does penetrate the body 7 to 12 inches, which is very awesome because in doing so, you can reach your organs, you can reach bone marrow. You can kind of reach into places that there really isn't anything out there other than maybe some other frequency devices that you could enter the body with in a non-invasive way to reach those places, right? It identifies cells, so it's got two main functions. It's going to activate dormant cells, raise the frequency up, and it's also going to eliminate really bad cells that cannot be restored. So there is cells in your body, when stem cells go bad, they call them senescent cells or zombie cells. And they just sit in the body and create havoc, kind of like a zombie. They're sending off toxins in your body and affecting the cells around them. So it's good to get rid of things like that. So activation, it regulates body temperature, which has a big play in metabolism, and it improves the immunity system. And again, activating the weak and inactive cells. So how I look at that is, when you have a cell phone that's low on charge, you drop data, you drop calls, it won't play a video. That's kind of a comparison of what your cells are like when they don't have the correct frequency or charge themselves. So they're not functioning correctly, and that's when degeneration steps in. So if we can improve that frequency with terahertz, then they're going to function much better, and you're going to see regeneration instead of degeneration. Again, activates those cells, and that's about it for this slide. Increases self-healing. So it does have an effect on the DNA organic molecules, and it enhances the self-repair of the body cells. It clears meridians and lymph, unlocks the meridians, stimulates acupuncture points, purifies blood, and increases metabolism rate. So these are similar things that an acupuncturist, a massage therapist, any type of body worker would do and create these things in your body. Even a chiropractor is going to open up areas to let energy through and nutrients, and then to eliminate toxins. It improves micro blood circulation. So it dilates blood vessels, reduces the resistance in the blood vessels and viscosity, and improves micro blood circulation. So micro blood circulation are tiny little capillaries that tend to close off as we get older, and then we have less activity and energy and frequency in those areas of our body, and they start to degenerate. This micro blood circulation is something that a lot of men would probably like too, because you're going to probably not have to take that little blue pill anymore. That's what I've heard anyway. And it removes water retention. So anytime you have excess fluid in the body, whether it be in the stomach or maybe down in the feet or legs, it will help remove that. I talked to someone last week who said that their dad's ankles were all swelled up, like really big, and he wanted him for a little while. And then his dad went in and just kept going to the bathroom over the next couple of hours, and his ankles just went right back down to normal. His body eliminated that extra fluid he didn't need. Again, circulation promotes good blood circulation and removes clots, softens blood vessels and lumps. This is another really awesome thing you can do with terahertz frequency through this wand, is to stimulate stem cells, or the release of stem cells. Stem cells go and repair all other parts of your body, so they are undifferentiated, and then when the body needs them to, like, build a bone or repair the liver, they go there and they do that activity. So you can basically go up and down someone's spine with the heat, and it will reach those areas and release the stem cells. Now, these are just charts for reflexology and acupuncture, but I put these in here to show you that there's parts on your body, on up and down your spine, also on your hands and your feet, that stimulate certain areas in your body or organs in your body. So when you're using terahertz on these, it's also stimulating that. And I think it's pretty cool. You know, God designed us to be self-healing and self-functioning, really, because look at this. He put all these points on our hands and feet, the 4 parts of our body we use a lot every day. And so it's stimulating all of these areas of our body as we're moving through our day. So let's talk about what we do with a wand and terahertz frequency with water. Typically, people will drink the water. Many people do a big vessel of water like you see here on the left, and then they just drink it all day long. So you would blow the wand into the water, and what happens when you do that is it changes the molecular structure, and instead of this blue globular shape that you see at the bottom right, it turns into a linear shape, which allows it to go into the water gates of cells easier. So it's carrying nutrients in better. And that's part of the whole process of that self-healing is you're becoming super hydrated, you're getting nutrients in, you're getting toxins out. And then we have 2 pictures here of live blood analysis. On the left, it's showing how sometimes people will get what's called sticky blood, and their red blood cells will be sticking together like this. Well, when they are stuck together like that, they're obviously not functioning correctly because they've surface area that is, not working right. And then by drinking this water, it does separate all the red blood cells, so they're functioning better. So typically you would want like this glass up on the top here with a little wand there. Like if you had a dinner glass like that, you would wand that probably for about 45 seconds, maybe a minute, and it would transform your water. And the charge stays in the water for at least 24 hours. So these are some of the benefits of drinking it. And a lot of this has been determined from experiments. So it increases alertness level, it fuels the brain, reduces sickness, boosts your immunity, removes toxins, hydrates the body ultra fast, reinforces weight loss, improves the skin, neutralizes free radicals. That's a biggie. You want to get rid of those free radicals, and creates more oxygen in the cell. This is an experiment, a result, actually a picture about it, of the NIH doing an experiment on drinking the water and the effect it has on supplements. So a lot of people who are into staying healthy or getting healthy take a lot of supplements. And so what this proved was that by drinking the water, you are actually increasing absorption of your supplements by 50%. That's huge. 50% is huge. Okay, so let's talk about some things that it's good for. It's good for inflammations. So any kind of inflammation you have. I have been reading posts that people are putting on there where they're getting sunburned and they are using the wand. You would not think to blow a sunburn with a wand that has some heat coming out of it, but they're getting fabulous results doing that. I would say let's do that with caution, but people are doing that. And if you lay a light cloth over whatever body you're wanding, it protects the skin from any of the heat too. But it's the terahertz frequency going in there and helping them. So a lot of them are like the pain leaves, and by the next day they're doing much better, not living in pain from a sunburn. Various pains. So we have people with back pain, neck pain, hip pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, headaches, all kinds of pain, and they're getting relief. And I don't know about you, but there's so much pain in this world. Giving some people relief is just a wonderful thing to do. Blockages, so our meridians, lymphatic, varicose veins, weight loss, insomnia, high blood pressure, all of these types of things, it helps the body navigate. And then, of course, you can use it for beautification. So people have had moles fall off their bodies, skin tags fall off. They've had really bad rashes that have cleared up. Just pretty amazing things. And we're going to talk about some of those at the end of this, and I'm going to give people a chance to testify about things that they've experienced and let you guys ask questions. So here's some reasons that it's not recommended. Of course, for pregnant women, we're always going to have a safety for pregnant women, and they don't recommend it during menstruation. They say not to do it during acute diseases. And to me, my understanding is acute diseases are those sudden diseases that onset and then they're over in a week. But we have people using this for sore throats, colds, issues with their lungs, all kinds of things. I just used it like 2 nights ago. I had like an earache going on, and I'm like, okay, what's that? Feels like a nerve. It's probably from inflammation. And so I drank some water and wanded my ear for probably 8 minutes. Woke up the next day and it was gone. You're not going to wand people who have congenital heart disease. And the reason for that is the same as pregnant women. The company doesn't want to have any liability issues for that. And so they just say, just don't do it on the heart. Now, it's very easy to direct the terahertz frequency because it shoots in a straight path. And we have a blue light in the wand that shows you exactly where it's going. So it doesn't fan out as you use it. It's going straight. So you can guide where you're going to use the wand. And of course, you're not going to blow it on anything you weren't born with. That means replaced knees, replaced hips, mesh, implanted mesh, metal in your body, lens replacement in your eyes, breast implants, things like that. Again, for the liability reason. And then I've also heard that because the terahertz frequency is vibrating your cells pretty fast, that's creating some internal heat that you're not feeling, but it's there. And then the heat that would come out of the wand, let's say on a knee replacement, they're concerned that the metal will heat up differently than the tissue around it, and it could cause things to loosen up in there. So that's why they recommend that. And then the last thing is an open wound or a fracture. And of course, the open wound is that in both cases, actually, the open wound and the fracture, the body has a process that it has to do to mesh tissue back together. And the wand, you wouldn't use the wand just so that could happen. It requires some amount of inflammation for the body to do that. So you don't want to eliminate all inflammation because then the body wouldn't be able to mesh that tissue back together. So there is a little bit more reaction that we talk about, and that's just called, maybe you've heard of it, it's named after a doctor and they call it Herx reaction. It simply means that your body is detoxing too fast. It's going to make you extremely tired. It might even make you feel like you're hungover. So in those cases where somebody's highly compromised in their health, or if they have a real strong toxic burden in their body, and the water is going to help them detox and the wand is going to help them detox. So sometimes people just drink the water for a week, and then the next week they drink the water and blow on the palms of their hands and the bottom of their feet. And maybe the third week they throw in a little bit more time with the wand, like another 5 minutes, you know, or maybe up and down the spine that week. They're just going to move into it slower. And it's not because of the terahertz frequency, like the effect on the body. It's because your body's releasing toxins and your body needs time to deal with the toxins. But the really good thing is you're getting those toxins out of your body, which is really great. You also wouldn't want to take a cold shower, consume cold food, sit directly in an air conditioner after you've wanded, because it's important to keep the internal heat in the body that you have created there. So here is some friends across the country and locally to me that initially ordered a wand, and they're very happy about it. Look at all those happy smiling faces. And I always say that the most used phrase I've heard in the last 18 months is, I love my wand. I read it in testimonies all the time. People write their whole testimony, and at the bottom it'll say, we love our wand. I love my wand. We cannot state that the I-teracare wand heals, which I've explained, but according to the Adichet Act from the 1980s, people can share their testimonies. And I stole a few for you guys to look at tonight. So we're going to go through those, and then we'll be done with the presentation pretty much, and then we'll do some question and answer, and hopefully people will have testimonies to share. So this lady had 23 years of optic neuritis, 4 years of very focal glasses. She started wanding in 3 months. Her eyes improved. She's now back on bifocals, and her optician said, "What have you done? How did you do this?" Because I'm sure he was like, this is never going to go the other way. Here we have people growing their hair back amazingly. Men are wanding and women are wanding their heads. Their hair is getting thicker. They're growing their hair back. They use it on their hair, and their hair is very soft. This lady said that it changed her life. She lost weight. Her skin looks younger. She had something that cleared up, some itis that cleared up. I don't know what that is. And neuro symptoms from MS have substantially decreased. I look forward to waking up in the morning. That's life-changing, folks, right there. That's what we're doing with this. We are changing people's lives all around the world, bringing them relief, like pain relief. So this is the back. Mom was suffering with back pain and leg pain to the point where her legs give out on her and she can't stand for long periods of time. I gave her a treatment for the first time on Friday, and she called me the next day to tell me how good she felt and that her back didn't hurt. I was so thrilled. Can you imagine like having a spouse or a loved one that has had back pain for 8 straight years, you know, and you wand them a couple of times and now they don't have back pain? And we hear those stories all the time. And that's, you know, that's what we're doing. We're saving people with this. This younger guy here is, his name is Stephen Keller, and he bought his dad a wand like around a year ago, maybe a little more. And his dad had been diagnosed with Parkinson's. He states here that, you know, he gave him the water, he bought him a wand, got him a pro wand. Not that that makes a huge difference, but you know, that's what he stated here. And he gave them, his dad, curcumin drops, infrared sauna. And after a year, he went back to the doctor, and the doctor said, "You no longer have Parkinson's." That's amazing. This is also amazing. Foot ulcers. There's not a whole lot the medical community can do except cut them out. And you can see by the dates here that in 6 days, he went from the middle picture to the bottom picture. That's pretty amazing. And you can use it for just little things. Woke up with a sore, swollen cheek. Maybe it was a tooth abscess, so she did the protocol for toothache, which is just blowing on the face. 1 hour after I got done wanding, my cheek was no longer hurting. Today it's completely gone. So you can use this for bee stings. You can use this for mosquito bites. You can use it for skin. Here it's showing a situation with acne, and she's been using it, and it's clearing up her skin. Of course, a lot of acne on the face is a gut issue, but also it's a toxin issue, especially for women, because they're putting cheap makeup or just plain makeup on their face. And in that industry, there's a whole lot of regulation on toxins. So a woman's toxic burden is 65% from her personal care products. And then people are using it for hair dryers. So instead of the bad radiation, the EMF and the thermal that you get from using the regular hair dryers, you can use this. Blows your hair dry, and it's usually very soft. Plus your hair might grow and get thicker. So here's another real quick example. This was from over a year ago, the one on the left. The lady had varicose veins in her legs, around her knees and her ankles. She had paid, I think it was something like $5,000 to get laser treatment on the veins in her, around her knees. And it didn't really work that well. And then she got this wand, and you can see the difference in the pictures here. In 15 minutes, that lessened quite a bit. On the right side, we had this man with a very inflamed leg, some type of infection in that leg. And I remember the story. The doctor told him that there's nothing I can do for you. You're just going to have to live with it. They started wanding him, and you can see the results. So this reaches things that the normal protocol, there's no medicine, so we can't help you, right? The normal protocol that you get in the medical field, when they give up, your body is still able to heal itself, right? So this is a goiter, and you can just see the dates there and see how it's diminishing. One of the people I invited to my first meeting had a 30-year nodule on his thyroid. That night, I had 50 people show up. He didn't have very much time to wand. Everybody got about 5 minutes. And he wanded that nodule in his thyroid and then went home, and it had shrunk by half. And that's when he called me up and said, I need one of these wands, and everybody I know needs one. And of course, again, varicose veins. We have so many reports of it helping with varicose veins, spider veins. So this is Jersey. He lives in Wisconsin. The vet said he had lymphoma, and he had lost a lot of weight, and they didn't expect him to live. This was back in December last year. And this is before that she was told he had lymphoma. Anyway, she got the wand and she started wanding his neck, and the lymph is all gone now. The swelling in the neck is all gone. The bonus thing is that he couldn't have his teeth cleaned because he couldn't go under anesthesia because of his weight or his health. He also put 3 pounds back on after she started wanding him. And he's perfectly healthy and begs to be wanded every time she gets the wand out today. So it's been 7 months, and it's doing great. And we have a brand new animal story here that I pulled off our Terahertz Wand Master group. And it was a lady who bought a horse, and the horse always had the spot on I think it's like his neck, like at his shoulder. And it was bumpy, and it had this discoloration. It was like some kind of skin condition. And she's been wanting him for like a couple of weeks now, and it's clearing right up. And then after she posted the picture, her friend who knows her said, well, what about the lumps? And she's saying, yeah, they're gone. No more bumps, just some scaly skin. And she's, washing it over. And then her friend suggested she sprayed the actual terahertz water on that area to help even more. So people are using this for their horses, their dogs, their cats, their fish, their rabbits, their chickens, probably goats somewhere, just about any animal. And animals don't have placebo effect, right? So they're not dreaming that these things are happening to them. They're actually happening. And there are tons and tons of reports like that. So what's it worth? We talked about a lot of things. We talked about things where people would be on medication the rest of their life and they no longer have what the situation is. We talked about things that people would go to doctor's appointments for, even one doctor's appointment is what, $120 to $150. And, you're saving money there. So what's it worth to get one of these? Well, again, I told you the price, and for the family model that you would typically get, it's $380. That's a price point that would fit into anybody's budget, and look at the different things it's going to do for you. And then, of course, the other models are a little bit more money. And we do have a system where you can earn points with this particular company called Prife. And anyone who orders has the ability to earn these points and earn some reward for sharing this with your friends and family. So let's say you had earned 380 points, you could actually get a free wand for that. And each point is worth $1. When you sell one of the red wands to a friend, a sister, a brother, you're going to make 74 points right there. So all around the world in the last 17, 18 months, and in Asia, it was out in Asia about 3 months before that. We have been helping thousands and thousands of people. We're in tons of different countries. Of course, our goal is 1 in every household. I have 2 in mind. Well, I have about 5 in mine right now, but I have 2 that I purchased in mine. And this is how you would utilize it. This is like beginner common instructions. You're going to use at least room temperature water. You're going to wand it. You're going to drink it before wanding, and then you concentrate on these circles in this diagram. So wherever you see a red circle, you're going to wand that for 35 to 45 seconds, you know, in spinning motions or back and forth. You keep the wand moving, and then you can go up and down the spine. You can start at the top of the head and go to the base of the spine, which is aligning all of the chakras in your body at the same time, or all those energy centers. And then you could concentrate on the areas that you want to work on, like maybe your thyroid, or maybe you have some skin condition you want to wand, things like that. And then afterwards, you're going to drink 2 more glasses of the water. Because why? The water super hydrates your body. It's going to change the water. And not only that, it's changing the internal water in your body. You are 70 to 80% water. So if you're dumping terahertz water in your body, it is actually changing the water in your body so that it is all like that too. So it's super good for you. So you were invited to come and watch this tonight, and your friend is probably hooked up to our private testimony group on Facebook. It's called Terahertz Wand Masters, and they can invite you into that. And that's where I pull these testimonies from. There are literally hundreds in there. Typically, I post 3 to 5 different testimonies a day in there. And what that does is it gives you a really great idea of the ability of using terahertz frequency so that your body can heal itself for so many different things. So let's say you have neuropathy and you're saying, I want to get one of these to treat, you know, have my body restore my nerves from this neuropathy, but you don't know what it does for anyone else. Well, when you run into your friends at church or in the grocery store, you know, get together for a barbecue and they're telling you about their health issues, you won't know whether the wand is going to help them or not unless you've seen some testimonies. And then I use rumble.com, not YouTube, and it's similar. People post their videos on there. It is a website, so you can get an app for it, or you can use it on the computer. And I have a channel called Healthy Little Redhead, and I put a lot of these presentations in there, some testimonies, some interviews with doctors, stuff like that, that you can go there and just see more information. And that's all we're doing tonight, is sharing information with you so that you can make a determination about whether you feel like this is going to be of benefit for you and your loved ones. The person who invited you tonight, they should be able to show you a 5-minute video explaining I-teracare. And that's a really nice little video to have to share with like your family members and stuff. So ask them for that. If they don't have it, you can have them contact me and I will shoot it over in a text. And then ask them for a link or an invite, if you're Facebook friends, to that group so you can see all the testimonies. And of course, if you decide that, you know, you've seen enough information just from what we've shared tonight that you're really interested in getting one of these, you just get back with the person who invited you tonight. We are in all of these different countries. Like I said before, we are all around the world, effectively improving the lives of so many people. And there is money to be made in this. It has a really great compensation plan. And this was just the month of June. Top earner was actually from the USA. Well, no, I guess he was from Malaysia, but this was his earnings last month. So there is that aspect. If you're someone who's interested in earning a little side hustle, whether you want to earn an extra $200 a month or $2,000 a month or more than that, the option is yours. And like I said, it's like no extra charge or anything. You just order your wand and you're automatically an affiliate. So thank you for joining me tonight in this little venture down terahertz frequency land. And now we're going to do questions and answers and testimonies. So I'm going to log on out of here and come back to you guys, I hope. It's always the next trick, how to find you. There you are. Okay, I'm back. And I see more people have come. Susan and Lynn and Marty and Jackie. So does anyone want to unmute and share any testimonies that they've had, or if you have any questions? I see there's some stuff in chat. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll take a look. So if you have a mesh bladder sling, you shouldn't use it there. Yeah, that's correct. You just wouldn't use it right there in that one particular spot. Not directly on it, right? You're right, Paulo. Paulo answered that. So thank you, Paulo. Anybody want to ask a question tonight?
I have a question. I usually drink the distilled water, but I put sea salt. Would it still charge it without the salt?
If you use the salt or not use the salt?
If you not use the salt.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Paulo. I do know that you should definitely put some minerals in your water if you're drinking distilled water, because that's one of the main reasons to drink water, to get minerals. So taking them out, you're not getting any.
Makes sense.
Anyone else have a question or want to share a testimony? You'd have to unmute with your little microphone.
Andrea, Janet.
Hi, Janet.
My husband wants to know if you can wand your head if you have high blood pressure.
You wouldn't wand it directly on the crown of the head. And the only reason for that is we have people report that when they do wand it and they have high blood pressure, they get a headache for a couple of days. That's pretty bad. And I think that's because it's driving a lot more blood and oxygen up into the brain area. And that's why that happens. That's my common sense answer. You know, that's what I think. But you can effectively, you know, use it all around other places.
So
if you aim it correctly, like let's say you had an earache, right? Or you had something in this gland, if you hold it up here and you're aiming it down, you're not doing the top of the head. You need to do your thyroid. You're aiming it here. You're not doing the top of the head.
So could you use it directly in your ears to help maybe restore your hearing?
You can blow it in your ears. That's what I did 2 nights ago when I had all that pain in my right ear. I just held it out a ways and I just kept doing circles with it on my ear.
Yeah, just keep it moving.
Just keep it moving. It's going to remove the inflammation. And if you have a nerve that's getting triggered in there, you know, it's going to settle that down, because that would be from inflammation too.
Use it on the cool setting, I take it, right?
I used it on the hot and the cool. I kept switching it back and forth.
Okay. How about the eyes then in that case?
Yeah, you can wind your eyes. I would just suggest you close your eyes, do it with contacts in, and I take my glasses off.
Okay.
But people have had their eyesight improve. They've had, if they were beginning to get cataracts in their eyes, it removes, like the cataracts go away. Cataracts is from oxidative stress, which is caused from free radicals. So if you're removing free radicals and you're also wanting the eye and taking care of some of that oxidative stress in there, I guess that's why it clears up. But we've had people report that it clears up.
Good. Thank you.
You bet.
Andrea, I have a question.
Sure, Dawn.
When it said the crown and the root on that one slide, how long are you doing that for?
Well, the crown is up here in case nobody knows. And then the root is like your tailbone. And then there's 5 chakras in between that. And you can wand each of them. You know, do your crown, do this one, do your throat chakra, the thorax chakra, and just work your way down. But there is a doctor out there who says he only uses, and he's been doing this for over 1.5 years. I don't know if he's changed his mind, but in the beginning, he said he would wand somebody on the crown chakra for, I think it was 5 minutes. And then he would just go, he wouldn't wand anything else. He'd just go down and wand the root chakra So basically he was aligning energy in the body, and he would do that for 10 minutes, or he said you can kind of tell when you need to stop. So whatever that means, but he was doing that. But if you're doing that diagram that I showed you, then you would just do it the 35 to 45 seconds and just, you know, go down and get it all going. So when I first got my wand and ordered it, I was working for a woman who owns a naturopathic institute here. And she decided she wanted one. And I said, well, you know, in the beginning, we had to wait quite a while to get our ones, like 6 weeks to get them. Now you can get them in 3 to 4 days. But I said, well, you can use, I'll bring mine out. She says, well, I want to use it on my dad and my mom and, you know, everything. And so I took mine out to her, and she wanted her parents, and she's very intuitive to the energy and the frequency and stuff. And she was like, oh, she says, I can feel the energy just going right, you know, getting really big in here. She said, you know, and it's really good. It's a good deal. So she was just doing their chakras in the front of their body, going right down their body.
Okay, right from the front. What happens if you're thicker than 12 inches?
You just wand the back then, if you can. So,
yeah. Okay.
You know, it's hard when you're single to wand your back, but I have a stand that I put mine in on the edge of a like chair, and then I rock back and forth in front of it, and the beam is going up and down my spine as I do that. So I can effectively do my back that way.
And how do you have the wand set up?
I have a stand. Some people go online and order like hands-free hair dryer stands.
Oh, okay.
However, they're not made very well. We do have a person, one of my wand masters, who happens to be the person who does distribution out of Massachusetts. We call those people stockists. He has created a really awesome stand that the classic wand fits right into. And it has spring arms on it, and you can move it all around, and, you know, like it swivels, so you can like effectively, like I've laid in my bed and had it over the edge of my bed, you know, on my body, and I just turn it. You can't see what my hand is doing. Turn it, you know, where it swivels, and it's going up and down my body, you know, as I'm doing that. So I have that posted in that group. I just posted a video about that last week. So if you go in and just put wand stand or something in the search box, it'll probably come up for you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions tonight? Hi.
Question.
Sure.
I'm not sure. Do you have the bio mat yet?
You mean the foot soak?
Yeah.
Yeah. The I-teracare bio it's designed like a foot soak. There's no water. It gives terahertz frequency. I do not have it. I know some people who do. It's pretty expensive. It's $4,500. So it would be great if you had a clinic or some type of plan where you are providing a service for people with that. But other than that, no, I haven't invested in that.
Just want to know what it felt like when you were sitting with your feet in it. Did it make you sweat? Does it make you hot? Does it feel like a sauna?
I think it does create internal temperature in the body, and it would stimulate all through the body. You know, Paulo? Have you seen one, Paulo?
I never used it. I was thinking of buying one, but I really don't have medical issues.
Right,
But I was
right.
thinking of getting it for my mom. She could use it.
Yeah. So,
Oh, another thing. And I watched a video once where this doctor says he stopped. I guess when you were talking about the high blood pressure, if you hit the tailbone, it releases energy. So you start from the head, you work down the spine, and you end off at the tailbone. I don't know. I don't have high blood pressure, so the person
Well,
with the high
people
blood
are
pressure.
getting results for high blood pressure just by drinking the water and wanding everywhere else.
Right. Eventually,
Yeah.
it's going to go away.
Because your blood is flowing through the terahertz frequency, your lymphatic fluid is flowing, the chi or energy of the body is flowing through it wherever you're wanding, right? It's all moving. It's all moving in your body. So effectively, you're affecting all of that just by wanding in a certain area.
Right.
I have a second question on that iBio. If someone has screws in their ankles, can they put their hands inside and it not affect their ankles?
No, it's going to go right through whatever whatever body part you have exposed to it.
Okay.
And in that case, because we're putting our feet in, I don't know all the particulars, but just common sense tells me that your blood and lymphatic fluid, all of that is moving in there, and it's just driving it through the rest of your body. I don't even know how long you sit in it. Now, I do have information on it. I will go into our private testimony group and post a link with all the information I have on that, the manual and everything.
Just not seeing anything if you use your hands instead of your feet.
Oh, you mean put your hands in it?
Right. And would it affect his feet that has screws?
Okay, so I asked about that this week. I asked a doctor about that. I had somebody who wanted to get a Pro, and so there is a no heat setting on the Pro. And so I was like, oh, wow. So does that mean that people who have metal in their body could actually wand those body parts, because you're not using the external heat to heat up the body, right? However, when you have vibration going on inside the body, and it's millions of times per second that it's creating this vibration, which is normal, like your body's vibrating like that anyway, but if your cells are low, it's raising that up and it's creating this vibration. So it creates an internal temperature change in the body. It creates internal heat in the body from vibration. So his response was no, because he had somebody who had some different, parts they weren't born with, and they wanted to get the Pro and then just use it with no heat. And he said, no, it's still going to create an internal heat that you don't feel, but it's happening inside your body.
So they can't even use it away from the troubled area?
They can use the wand.
And they can use Pro. That's a wand.
The Pro is a wand. Yes, we have the Classic, the Premium, and Pro.
And they can
and
use
those
that.
are all wands. So it's only going to direct it where you're putting it, right?
Right.
So you can go all around the heart. You can do your shoulders and your neck and your other shoulder and your liver and pancreas and all that under here. You're just not going to blow directly on your heart. However, the I-terabio is different. Somehow it affects the entire body.
Okay.
So I don't think you can put any, I don't
So
think you can use it. We can find that out.
If there's a screw in the hand and you're using it with your feet, can you still use it? Is it far enough away?
I don't know the answer to your question, dear, but we can try and find somebody who does.
That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
Who showed you the wand?
I had a couple of people, but my favorite.
Well, did you buy one?
Yes, Becky.
Okay.
Becky showed it to me.
Nikki?
Yeah, Becky Cootie.
Oh, Becky. Okay, I don't know if I know Becky, but anyway, if I don't know Becky, find out who she bought it from. Somebody there knows me. Up,
Yeah.
up the line of people who ordered, and you can get connected to me, and we can try and get you that information. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You bet. Okay, I guess we'll wrap it up. It has been an hour, folks. So unless anybody's like waving the red flag, like, wait. I'm gonna sign off, and I thank you all for coming, and I will do another one next Thursday night. So invite your new friends, let them learn about this. Let's help some more people. Set them free. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So
You're
Andrea, this
welcome.
was the same time, same video, Zoom.
Yeah, typically I
links.
do it every Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for doing that. I appreciate it.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Is it always the same link?
No,
Uh,
it depends on how
the
many
link-
questions you ask, Paulo.
No, I'm saying the link. The link changes on the
Oh,
Zoom?
it does. It does, because I'm just winging it as I'm going through.
Oh,
I don't time it. I just put the info out there.
No, I'm saying the Zoom link. Is that this? Is the
Oh,
Zoom
the
link
Zoom
this?
link, the password and everything is the same. I don't think the Zoom link stays the same, but I always post it out every week anyway. So
Okay.
if you're connected to me, you'll get it. If you're connected to the testimony group on Facebook, you'll get it there.
Right. All right. Thank
Okay. You bet.
Thank you.
Good night.
Nice.
you.
Good night. Thank you.